Hi students, so in this video we are going to cover Vision Test Series 2 completely. So let's start. The first question is, which of the following is or are correct with reference to cantonment boards? First statement is, it is established for municipal administration for civilian population in the cantonment area. So the first statement is correct. Coming to the second one, it works under the administrative control of Union Ministry of Home Affairs. The second statement is wrong because the cantonment board is deemed to be a municipality under 243p clause E article itself. So it doesn't come under Union Ministry of Home Affairs. It is present in the constitution itself under article 243p clause E. So second statement is wrong. Coming to the third statement, it consists of partly elected and partly nominated members. So third statement is correct. So the answer is C. 1 and 3 statements are correct. Coming to the second question, consider the following statements regarding Ramanujan Prize in the field of mathematics. The first statement is, it is awarded by University of Cambridge in the memory of Srinivasa Ramanujan. The first statement is correct. And second statement is, no woman has been awarded this prize till now. This second statement is wrong because woman has been awarded. And the third statement is, the prize is awarded to a researcher from a developing country. It is not a researcher. To anybody who excels in mathematics sciences, this award is awarded. So 2 and 3 statements are wrong. So only A, that is one option, first statement is correct. So option A is a correct answer. Third question, with reference to the stem cells, which of the following statements is or are correct? So the stem cells, first statement is, stem cells cannot be made in laboratories. So yes, the stem cells are present within our body. So till now, any technology has not been invented to make the stem cells in the laboratory. First statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, transplantation of stem cells can cure HIV disease. Recently in US, a woman has been cured from this HIV disease through a stem cells. So second statement is also correct. Coming to the third statement, stem cells can be derived from mammals only. So the third statement is wrong. It can be derived from anybody who have overcome some sort of disease. So first and second statements are correct. So option A is the correct answer. Fourth question, which of the following statements is correct regarding state bills? So first statement is, the president has no role to play in the passage of state bills. He has the role. So second statement is, first statement is wrong. Second is, state bills can be reserved for the president, but once reserved, the governor has no role to play. Option B is a correct answer. And coming to the third one, option C, state bills can be reserved for the president, but the president has to give assent to the bill. It is not required. So option C is wrong. So only option B is a correct answer. Coming to the fifth question, consider the following statements. So they are asking which of the statements are not correct. So the first statement is, adjournment motion can be introduced in Lok Sabha only. So the first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, no confidence motion can be moved against an individual minister or the entire council of ministers. So here the second statement is wrong because no confidence motion can be moved by any member of the house, and it can be moved only in Lok Sabha and not in Rajya Sabha. So in Rajya Sabha, no confidence motion cannot be moved. So second statement is wrong. Coming to the third statement, censor motion can be moved against the entire council of ministers only. So here, third statement is also wrong, because the censure motion can be moved against the Council of Ministers, group of ministers, or individual ministers for the failure of performance of their duties. So it is not only. So the second statement and the third statement are not correct. So option B is wrong answer. So the answer. Coming to the sixth question, who among the following is responsible for the conduction of elections in the parliamentary or assembly constituencies? Option A, returning officer. B, chief electoral officer, district election officer, and electoral registration officer. So option A, that is returning officer, is responsible for the conduct of elections in parliamentary or assembly constituency. So option A is the correct answer. Coming to the seventh question, which of the following statements is correct regarding the salary and allowances of Supreme Court judges in India? So option A, they can be determined by the president. No, it is determined by the parliament. Option A is wrong. Second is, it can be altered by parliament to the judge's disadvantage after his appointment. No, after his appointment, the salary and allowances cannot be altered. So option B is also wrong. Coming to C, it is charged on the consolidated fund of state. So here, this is also wrong. It is not from consolidated fund of state, it is from consolidated fund of India. So only option D, that is none of the above statements are correct, is a correct answer. Coming to the eighth question, in the context of Indian polity, in which of the following matters can the governor act in his discretion? So first statement is submitting a report to the president under Article 356 on a failure of constitutional machinery in the state. So first statement is correct. Second statement is reserving bills for consideration of the president. Yes, this also is correct. And the third statement is appointing a chief minister if no single party has secured a majority in the state election. So all these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to the ninth question, with a reference to the district planning committee, consider the following statements. First statement is the 74th Constitutional Amendment Act provides for the establishment of district planning committee. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, all the members of district planning committee are nominated by the governor of state. So it is not correct, because the officers of the district planning committee are nominated by the state government, not the governor. So second statement is wrong. Coming to the third statement, it has representation of both rural and urban population of a district. So this is also correct. So only 1 and 3 statements, that is option C is the correct answer. Coming to the 10th question, with reference to Vice President of India, which of the following statements is or are correct? First statement is Vice President is elected by the same electoral college as that of the President. So here first statement is wrong, because Vice President is elected by same electoral college, but for the election procedure of Vice President, the members of State Legislative Assembly are not included. So there is a change, there is a different electoral college between President and Vice President. Coming to second statement, a resolution for his removal need to be passed with a special majority in both the houses. So second statement is also wrong, because for his removal in Rajya Sabha, effective majority is needed, and in Lok Sabha, simple majority is needed. So second statement is also wrong. So option D is the correct answer. Coming to the 11th question, consider the following statements regarding Committee on Public Undertakings. So first statement is the chairman of this committee can be only from Lok Sabha. This is correct. And the second statement is The members are elected every year for a term of 1 year. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to the 12th question, the vice president gives his resignation letter to the President of India. Option D is the correct answer. Coming to the 13th question, consider the following statements. First statement is, there is no fixed tenure for the Supreme Court judges, as he can be removed from his office by the President on the recommendations of the Parliament. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, the conduct of Supreme Court judges cannot be discussed in the legislature except during impeachment motions. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to the 14th question, consider the following statements regarding Legislative Council. So the creation of Legislative Council of State needs a constitutional amendment. First statement is wrong, because for the creation or abolition of Legislative Council, constitutional amendment is not required under Article 368. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, it enjoys equal power as Legislative Assembly for ordinary bills. This is also wrong. So only option D, that is neither 1 nor 2, is the correct answer. Coming to 15th question, under which of the following circumstances the members of State Legislative Assembly is or are disqualified? So first statement is, if he is undischarged, insolvent. Second statement is, if he is of unsound mind and stands so declared by the court. Third statement is, if he is disqualified under the provisions of the 10th schedule. So all these statements are correct. So option D is a correct answer. So the members of State Legislative Assembly are disqualified if he is of undischarged insolvent, if he is of unsound mind and stands declared by the court, and if he is disqualified under the provision of the 10th schedule. So under these circumstances, the members of State Legislative Assembly are disqualified. Coming to the 16th question, with the reference to the evolution of Panchayati Raj in India, consider the following statements. The first statement is, the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee recommended establishment of Panchayati Raj system. So it is not 2-tier, it is 3-tier Panchayat Raj system. So this statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, Rajasthan was the first state in independent India to establish Panchayati Raj system. So the second statement is correct. Coming to the third statement, the Panchayati Raj institutions got constitutional status in 1982. So this is also wrong, because it got constitutional status in the year 1992 under 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. So 1 and 2 statements are wrong. Only 2 is correct. So option B is the correct answer. Coming to the 17th question, with reference to interstate trade and commerce, consider the following statements. First statement is, the Constitution of India remains totally silent on trade and commerce within the Indian territory and leaves it to the Parliament to legislate on. So first statement is wrong, because the Constitution of India involves even in trade and commerce relations. So the first statement is wrong. The Constitution of India, this promotes the international trade and peace and security. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, Parliament can impose restrictions on freedom of trade and commerce between states. So the second statement is correct. So only option B is the correct answer. Coming to the 18th question, the provisions of the 5th schedule and 6th schedule in the Constitution of India are related to. So Option A is the promotion of interests of linguistic minorities in every Indian state. Option B is the protection of interests of scheduled tribes. C is oath and this the answer is B. Oath and affirmation is 3, and yes. So option B is the correct answer. Coming to the 19th question, on premature dissolution of panchayat after 2 years of its constitution. Option A, it will reconstitute to serve a full term of 5 years. No. First statement is wrong. Second, option B is no fresh elections shall take place for the remainder of term. Option B is also wrong. Coming to option C, it will be reconstituted to serve the remainder of period. So option C is correct. Next, option D is the state legislative assembly shall decide the course of action. So only option C is the correct answer. Coming to option 20th question, in the context of 7th schedule, local government as a subject comes under which of the following list? Option A, union list, B, state list, C, concurrent or residuary. It is state list. The local government comes under the state list under 7th schedule. 21st question, consider the following statements with regard to the state legislature. First statement is the legislative assembly, while passing an ordinary bill, can override the amendments made by legislative council. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, a bill rejected by the legislative assembly, irrespective of its origin, ends and become dead. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 22nd question, which of the following committees made recommendations with respect to center-state relations? First statement is Sarkaria Commission. Second is Punchi Commission. Third statement is Rajmanar Commission. So all these commissions, Sarkaria Commission, Punchi Commission, Rajmanar Commission, have recommended the center-state relations. 23rd question, recently seen in news, Nord Stream 2 pipeline runs between which of the following pair of countries? So it runs between the Russia to Germany. Option B is the correct answer. 24th question, which of the following is or are correct regarding impeachment of the president? So the first statement is he can be impeached only on charge of violation of the constitution. It is correct. Second statement is on the removal of president, vice president takes charge as president for remaining tenure. It is not for the remaining tenure. It is till the next president is elected. So only option A is correct. Coming to 25th question, with reference to the chief minister, consider the following statements. Option 1, statement number 1, he holds office during the pleasure of governor. So it is correct. Coming to the second statement, he can be dismissed by the governor at any time. It is not correct because he cannot be dismissed by the governor as long as he enjoys the majority support in the legislative assembly. Coming to the third statement, he can recommend the dissolution of legislative assembly to the governor at any time. So only 1 and 3 statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 26th question, with reference to political parties as recognized by the Election Commission, consider the following statements. The first statement is Election Commission recognizes parties as national parties or state parties on the basis of their poll performance. So the first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, the recognition granted by Election Commission to political parties determines their right to certain privileges in elections. So even the second statement is also correct. So option C is a correct answer. Coming to 27th question, the Prime Minister of India is a chairman of option A, Niti Aayog. Second statement is Interstate Council, National Integration Council. So all these three statements are correct. So the Prime Minister of India is the chairman of Niti Aayog, Interstate Council and National Integration Council. Coming to 28th question, consider the following statements regarding cabinet committee. So they are extra constitutional bodies. The first statement is correct. The second statement is all cabinet committees are headed by the Prime Minister. No, second statement is wrong, because uh, the cabinet committee of parliamentary affairs is headed by the Home Minister of India, and the cabinet committee of economic affairs is headed by the Prime Minister. So here only for some committees the Prime Minister is the head, not for all cabinet committees. So second statement is wrong. So only A, that is option A, is correct. They are extra constitutional bodies. 29th question, in the context of global economy, Society of Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication SWIFT refers to which one of the following statements? The first option A is it operates as a middleman to verify information of transactions by providing secure financial messaging services. So first statement is correct, because SWIFT is a type of message where when you transfer money from one bank in London, that bank will send the money to the bank in India, which on the account which we are transferring. So with that message, if that bank approves that message, then the money is credited to the bank in India. So this message, when the first time when the message is transferred, that messaging unit system is called SWIFT. So option A is the correct answer. 30th question, consider the following statements regarding first past the post system of elections in India. First statement is, in this system, each constituency elects one representative. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second one, the winning candidate in this system must secure more than 50% of votes. No, whoever has the majority, whether it is 28% also or 15% also, they will win. So the majority system will win. So only first statement is correct. So option A is a correct answer. 31st question, consider the following statements about electoral bond scheme. First statement is all political parties are eligible to receive funding through electoral bonds. So all political parties are not eligible, but because the political parties where 1% of at least 1% of voting is present in Lok Sabha, in the last general elections, or in the state legislative assembly are eligible. And the second statement is the bonds cannot be purchased by an individual. This is also wrong, because the bonds can be purchased by an individual. So first and second statements both are wrong. So option D is the correct answer. Coming to 32nd question, consider the following statements regarding. First statement is Council of Minister is an executive branch of the Parliament and is collectively governs on behalf of the Parliament. Second statement is it is binding on all ministers to pursue or agree to a policy for which there is a collective responsibility. So both these statements are correct. So option C is a correct answer. Coming to 33rd question, consider the following statements regarding Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The first statement is its members is spread over 4 continents. Second statement is India was granted status as an observer. So second statement is wrong, but first statement is correct. So option A is the correct answer. India was not included in this Organization of Islamic Cooperation. And the 34th question is, with reference to the Interstate Council, which of the following statements is or are correct? First statement is it was established on the recommendations of the Punchi Commission. Second statement is its secretariat also functions as the secretariat of the zonal council. So here this interstate council was established under the recommendations of Sarkaria Commission, not Punchi Commission. So first statement is wrong and only second statement is correct. So option B is a correct answer. Coming to 35th question, with reference to money bill, consider the following statements. So the first statement is all money bills are financial bills, but not all financial bills are money bills. And the second statement is joint sitting for passing money bill is presided by the speaker. See, for money bill, joint sitting is not done. So second statement is wrong. So only first statement is correct. All money bills are financial bills, but not all financial bills are money bills. So option A is the correct answer. Coming to the 36th question, with reference to the Constitution of India, consider the following pairs. So forests are related to union list, agriculture is related to state list, education is related to concurrent list. So here forests are not related to union list, it is under the concurrent list, and the rest two, agriculture is state list and education is concurrent list. So only 2 and 3 are correct because forest is related to concurrent list, not union list. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 37th question, who among the following can be the electors in elections to the Legislative Council of State? First statement is member of municipalities. Second is primary school teachers. Third is MLAs from the state, and fourth is MPs from the state. So it is only members of municipalities and MLAs of the state. So only these members can be electors in the elections of the state legislative councils. So option B is the correct answer. 38th question, in case of vacancy in the office of speaker and deputy speaker in Lok Sabha, who may elect any member as acting speaker? So in that case, only president can elect any member as acting speaker. So option B is a correct answer. 39th question, consider the following statements regarding white-cheeked macaque recently seen in the news. So first statement is they have long and thick hair on the neck and longer tails than other macaque species. And the second statement is these are listed under Schedule 1 of the Wildlife Protection Act. See here, white-cheeked macaque are actually not found in India, but recently it was discovered in Arunachal Pradesh. So it is not at all listed in the Schedule 1. So only first statement is correct. So option A is the correct answer. 40th question, consider the following statements with reference to various state level electoral offices. So they are asking which of the statements are not correct. So the first statement is the chief electoral officer at the state level is appointed by the governor. So first statement is wrong because the chief electoral officer at the state level is appointed by chief election commissioner in consultation with the state government. So only first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, returning officer at the district level is nominated by the district magistrate of the district. Here the returning officer at the district level is the collector. So second statement is also wrong. So both these statements, that is option C, is a correct answer. Coming to 41st question, with reference to the municipal corporations, consider the following statements. So the first statement is they are established in the states by an act of a concerned state legislature. The second statement is the mayor is a chief executive authority of the corporation. So first statement is correct, but second statement is wrong because the CEO of the corporation will be the municipal commissioner. So the second statement is wrong. So only option A, that is only first statement, is correct. Option A is the correct answer. Coming to 42nd question, consider the following statements regarding major non-NATO ally status. So the first statement is it is a designation assigned by the European Union. Second statement is it provides military and economic privileges as well as entails security commitments to the designated country. So here both these statements are wrong because it is designated by the US government, not by the European government. And it provides military and economic privileges as uh, only, but not gives any security commitments to the designated country. So second statement is wrong. So neither one nor two are correct. Option D is the correct answer. 43rd question is, with reference to the private members bill, consider the following statements. So first statement is, it is a bill introduced by a member of parliament who is not a minister. The first statement is correct. The second statement is, it is drafted by the concerned department in consultation with the law department. So here any department or any law department is not involved. Only the member should be drafting. The 44th, so only first statement is correct. Option A is the correct answer. 44th question, consider the following statements. First statement is, a member can be nominated to Rajya Sabha for any number of times. Second statement is, the normal term of Rajya Sabha is 6 years at a time. So only first statement is correct because the nominal term of Rajya Sabha is 2 years at a time. So only first statement is correct. Option A is the correct answer. 45th question, with reference to Indian judiciary, consider the following statements. The first statement is, the oath and affirmation for the Supreme Court judges is provided under the second schedule of Constitution. It is not second schedule, it is the third schedule. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, any retired judge of the Supreme Court of India can be called back to sit and act as a Supreme Court judge by Chief Justice of India with prior permission of the President. So only second statement is correct. So option B is the correct answer. 46th question, Mr. XYZ wants to become a Supreme Court judge. So what is the minimum age of qualification so that he can become a Supreme Court judge? So here there is no minimum age prescribed by the Constitution to become a Supreme Court judge. Anybody with basic qualifications can be a Supreme Court judge. So 46D is the correct answer. 47th question, consider the following statements regarding SMILE scheme. So first statement is, SMILE scheme is for the rehabilitation of the marginal individuals. Second statement is, it provides housing facilities and skill development. Third statement is, it has provision for transgender protection under the district magistrate. So only first and second statements are correct. It doesn't provide any provision for transgender protection cell. So option A is the correct answer. 48th question, consider the following statements regarding PM CARES Fund for Children scheme. So here first statement is, it has been launched to ensure rehabilitation and gap funding for ensuring the education of the children who lost both parents to COVID-19. Second statement is, it will provide a monthly stipend from the age of 18 years and a lump sum amount of 10 lakhs on attaining 23 years of age. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. 49th question, in which of the following cases the Supreme Court has the original jurisdiction? So the Supreme Court has original jurisdiction under writ jurisdiction as per Article 32. 50th question, recently Supreme Court asked the center and state to respond to a petition to enforce the fundamental duties of citizens. In this context, consider the following statements regarding the fundamental duties. So first statement is, at present there are 14 fundamental duties. Second statement is, after their incorporation in the Constitution, the part that enshrines the duties has been amended only once. So only option second statement is correct. We have 11 fundamental duties. So option B is the correct answer. 51st question, if the President want to seek legal opinion on the matters of public importance from the Supreme Court, then Supreme Court can assume to itself the power of legislation. President has to accept the advice given by the court. Supreme Court may refuse to tender its opinion, or President has to first get approval of the Parliament for the same. So option C, the Supreme Court may refuse to the tender of its opinion if the President wants to seek any legal opinion on the matters of public importance from the Supreme Court. So option C is a correct answer. 52nd question, the President exercises executive power through. So it is through the Council of Ministers headed by the Prime Minister. 53rd question, Indian federalism differs from that of the federalism of the USA. In this context, consider the difference between the federal or the Supreme Courts of India and USA. So the first statement is the original jurisdiction of American Supreme Court is wider than that of the Indian Supreme Court. First statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, the appellate jurisdiction of both the courts is not confined to constitutional cases only. So the second statement is wrong. Coming to the third one, Indian Supreme Court has advisory jurisdiction, whereas American Supreme Court has no advisory jurisdiction. So first and third statements are correct. So option B is a correct answer. Coming to 54th question, which of the following statements is or are correct regarding cabinet? First statement is it is a smaller body than Council of Ministers. Second is its powers and functions are defined in the Constitution, and it is advisory body to the President and its advice is binding on them. So here the powers are and functions of the Constitution are not defined in the Constitution. So only 1 and 3 statements are correct. So option B is the correct answer. 55th question, with reference to the office of Governor, consider the following statements. So the first statement is, in case of bicameral legislature, Governor can issue ordinance only when both the houses are not in session. Second statement is, he enjoys personal immunity from legal liability for his official acts. So here first statement is wrong. In case of bicameral legislation, the governor cannot issue ordinances only when both the houses are not in session. So he cannot issue. Option B is a correct answer. 56th question, in which of the following cases does membership of the Parliament incur disqualification under 10th schedule? So here, if any independent members joins any political party before the expiry of 6 months, then the Parliament then the person is disqualified. And first statement is correct. Second statement is, if any nominated member joins any political party before the expiry of 6 months, then he is not disqualified. So second statement is not included. Now the third statement is, if he voluntarily gives up the membership of the political party, then he is disqualified. So 1 and 3 cases, the member is disqualified under 10th schedule. So option A is the correct answer. 57th question, with reference to cooperative societies, consider the following statements. The first statement is, elections to the cooperative society are conducted by State Election Commission. Second is, number of directors of a cooperative society shall not exceed 21. The third statement is, cooperative boards shall have at least 2 women representatives. So here, coming to the first statement is wrong, because the elections of the cooperative society are not conducted by state legislature, but instead the state legislature itself suggests one body to conduct elections. This doesn't directly conduct the cooperative society elections. So the first statement is wrong. And the second statement and the third statements are correct. So answer 2 and 3 are the correct answers. Option B is the correct answer. So cooperative societies, elections, in cooperative societies, the number of directors of a society should not exceed 21 and they should have at least 2 women representatives. 58th question, which of the following is or are the discretionary powers of president? So the first statement is exercise of suspensive veto power. Second point is appointment of Prime Minister when no political party has majority in Lok Sabha. The third statement is appointment of governor in a state. So the discretionary power means the special powers. So only the first two are the special powers of the president. So only 1 and 2. Option B is the correct answer. Coming to 59th question, consider the following statements regarding the territorial extent of central and state legislation in India. So the first statement is the territorial jurisdiction of parliament is absolute in nature for whole or any part of the territory of India. The second statement is the laws enacted by state legislature cannot be applicable outside the states. So here for the parliament, the territorial jurisdiction doesn't extend to the whole part or any part of the territory, because parliament cannot apply its act on some scheduled areas of the state. Coming to the second statement, the laws may be enacted in some cases which is outside the state. So this is also wrong. So both these statements are wrong. So option D is the correct answer. 60th question, Supreme Court is a record of right. It implies. The first statement is the judgment of Supreme Court are recorded for perpetual memory. The second statement is Supreme Court has the power to punish for contempt of court. So both these statements are correct. So it has court of record to punish for the contempt of court and also to record for perpetual memory. So both these statements are correct. So option C is a right answer. 61st question, 11th schedule of constitution places which of the following under the purview of panchayats. So here agriculture will come under panchayat. Khadi and village and cottage industries will come. Here slum improvement and upgradation doesn't come under the panchayats, it comes under the municipalities. So 1, 2 and public distribution system also comes under panchayats. So 1, 2 and 4. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 62nd question, the executive branch of union government consists of which? So they give president, council of ministers, all members of parliament, attorney general. So generally the executive branch consists of president, vice president, prime minister, council of ministers and attorney general of India. So here 1, 2 and 4. Option B is the correct answer. The members of parliament are the legislative branch, not executive branch. So third is not included. So B is the correct answer. 63rd question, which of the following statements is or are correct regarding departmental standing committee? So the first statement is the members of this committee are elected by proportional representation. Second statement is it considers the demands for grants concerned ministers and can suggest cut in budget. So here both these statements are wrong, because the members of the committee are not elected, they are nominated by the speaker. So first statement is wrong. And coming to the second statement, it considers the demands for grants of concerned ministers, but it will not suggest any cuts in the budget. So for that reason, even second statement is also wrong. So both these are wrong. So option D is the correct answer. Now 64th question, she helped to establish Women India Association in 1917 and the All India Women Conference in 1927. She wrote the play Mahar Munir and a poem The Broken Wing, which she dedicated to Muhammad Ali Jinnah. So identify the personality from the above passage. So she is none other than Sarojini Naidu. So option B is the correct answer. 65th question, consider the following statements regarding Sant Gadge Baba. So first statement is he was a social reformer from Awadh. Second statement is he followed the traditions of Sant Kabir and Raidas. So here The first statement is wrong because he is a social reformer from Maharashtra and he is a contemporary of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. So first statement is wrong. Second statement is correct. So only option B is a correct answer. 66th question, which of the following is or are not compulsory provisions under 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992? The first statement is organization of Gram Sabha in a village or group of villages. Second statement is constitution of a state finance commission. Third statement is giving representation to members of the parliament to in the panchayats. So here they asked for not compulsory provisions, but here the first statement is organization of gram panchayats in a village. So this is a compulsory provision. Coming to this one, constitution of state finance commission, this is also a compulsory provision because this is very important to review the financial position of the panchayats. So both these are compulsory provisions. Coming to the third statement, giving representation to the members of parliament in the panchayats, so this is not a compulsory provision. So answer is only B, that is only third statement is correct, that is not compulsory provision. Now coming to 67th question, which of the following is or are the possible reasons for appointing the governor rather than electing him? The first statement is to prevent friction between governor and chief minister. Second statement, to reduce the election expenses involved in the election process. Third statement, it would discourage separatist tendencies in the states. So all these statements are correct, and one important thing to remember here is the method of election of governor is taken from the Canadian Constitution. So this is about the 67. So here the answer is option D. Now coming to 68th question, with reference to the President of India, which of the following statements is or are correct? So the first statement is the President must act according to the aid and advice of the Council of Ministers. The second statement is, when the Council of Ministers resigns, the President acts according to his own discretion. So here the first statement is correct. The President acts according to the aid and advice of Council of Ministers. But here, when the Council of Ministers resign, still it should be, the Council of Ministers should act like a caretaker government, so that till the next Council of Ministers are formed. So even that time also the President can't act according to his own discretion. So the second statement is wrong. So only one, option A is a correct answer. Coming to 69th question, who among the following can vote in the election of President? The first statement is elected and nominated members of the Lok Sabha. Second statement is elected members of Rajya Sabha. Third statement is elected members of legislative assemblies of union territories. Fourth is elected members of legislative councils. So here the for the elections of president, only the elected members are present. So here they are nominated members is also present in first statement. So first one is wrong. Coming to the second one, elected members of Rajya Sabha. So they participate in elections. And here coming to elected members of legislative assemblies of union territories, they also participate in voting of president. Coming to this one, elected members of legislative councils are not involved for voting in the president elections. So only second and third statements are correct. 70th question, consider the following statements regarding the parliamentary privileges available to the members. So the first statement is they cannot be arrested during the session of parliament for both civil and criminal offences. Second statement, the presiding officer of the house has the final authority in deciding matters of breach of privileges. So here the first statement is wrong because they cannot be arrested during session only for the civil cases but not for the criminal offences. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, The presiding officer of the house has final authority in deciding matters of breach of privileges. So second statement is correct. So only option B is a correct answer. 71st question. The strength of High Court is decided by. It is decided by the President of India. 72nd question. Recently seen in news, the Eastern Ridge 6 is an air force exercise between India and, it is option D, that is India and Oman. 73rd question. Which of the following is not correct when Vice President is discharging functions of President? So the first statement is option A is he enjoys all immunities which are available to the President for his official acts. The first statement is correct. Coming to the B, option B, he continues to perform the duties of Chairman of Rajya Sabha. Once a Vice President is functioning as an President, then he will automatically leave the duties of Vice President. So option B is not correct. So option B is a correct answer. Now coming to 74th question. So he can pardon the statement of court martial. He can promulgate ordinances on the advice of Council of Ministers when he acts as a president. And 74th question. Consider the following statements with reference to the provisions of the Panchayat Extension to Scheduled Areas Act 1996, that is PISA Act. So the first statement is the provisions of the act apply to the states of Northeast India only. The second statement is Ministry of Rural Development and Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region are the nodal ministries for the implementation of the provisions under this act. So here the first statement, here it doesn't apply only to Northeast India. It applies to the scheduled and tribal areas. So here under the scheduled areas we have 10 states. Those 10 states are Andhra Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Odisha, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Telangana, Gujarat, Himachal Pradesh and Jharkhand. So these are the 10 scheduled areas where PISA Act is applicable. And it also applies to the tribal areas also. And it is not under Ministry of Rural Development and Ministry of this ministry is not there. It is Ministry of Panchayat Raj that acts as the nodal ministry for the implementation of the provisions under this act. So both these statements are wrong. So option D is the correct answer. 75th question. Consider the following statements with regard to the Estimates Committee. So it is called as a continuous economic committee since it examines all the ministries and departments throughout the year. Second statement is that it examines the budget estimates only after they have been voted by the Parliament. So here the Estimates Committee, it is a continuous economic committee because it examines the budget and suggests economies in the public expenditure, but not because of this reason. Okay, so it is a continuous body because it is a continuous economic committee because it examines each and every budget and suggests economies in public expenditure. Okay, so first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, it examines the budget estimates only after they have been voted by the Parliament. So only 2 is a correct. So option B is a correct answer. 76th question. Consider the following statements with reference to the zonal councils in India. So these are the statutory bodies created under State Reorganization Act of 1956. And the Union Home Minister acts as a chairman of all zonal councils. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. So here the country is divided into 5 zones. They are northern, central, eastern, western and southern zones. Coming to 77th question, consider the following statements regarding removal of judges. So the first statement is the judge of High Court can be removed on the same ground as a judge of Supreme Court. The first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, violation of the Constitution is the only ground for the removal of High Court judge. So the second statement is wrong, because if a high court judge is proved misbehavior or incapacity as a judge of high court, then he can be removed. But this violation of constitution is the only ground for the impeachment of the president, not for the removal of high court judge. Okay, so for removal of high court judge, if he is proved to be misbehaved, or if he is proved to be of incapacity as a judge, then he is removed. So the second statement is wrong, so only first one is correct. So option A is the correct answer. 78th question, which of the following statements is or are correct with respect to the high courts of union territories? So first statement is the High Courts of Delhi was established by the Constitution under 239 AA. So under this article, the Union Territory of Delhi was established, not High Courts. The High Court of Delhi is established by an act made by the Parliament. Amendment is not needed for establishment of High Courts. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, establishing a high court for the union territory would require a constitutional amendment. So it does not require any constitutional amendment. So under Article 241, Parliament by law can establish high courts for union territory. So both these statements are wrong. So option D is the correct answer. 79th question, which of the following is not the purpose of constituting cabinet committees? The first option is to reduce the enormous workload on cabinet. Second is to facilitate in-depth examination of policy issues and effective delegation. Option C is to give federal character to policy making. So option C is not the purpose of constituting cabinet committees. So option C is the correct answer. 80th question, under 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts, no election to any municipality or panchayat can be questioned except by an election petition presented to which of the following authority? Option A, district court in the district to which the municipality or panchayat belongs. Option B, the High Court of the concerned states. Option C, any authority provided by the state legislature. Option D, State Election Commission. So here it is any authority as provided by the state legislature. So under 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, no election to any municipality or panchayats can be questioned except by an election petition presented to any authority as provided by the state legislature. So option C is the correct answer. 81st question, which of the following statements is or are correct regarding the election of Rajya Sabha members? So the first statement is all the members of state legislative assembly participate in the elections. Here for Rajya Sabha elections also, only elected members are participated. So nominated members are not participated. So it is wrong. The first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, election for the vacant seats of Rajya Sabha are held every third year. It is not every third year, it is every second year. So second statement is also wrong. So neither one nor two are correct. Option D is the correct answer. 82nd question, the Central Council of Local Government is chaired by who among the following? So it is chaired by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. So here this Central Council of Local Government is constituted under Article 263 and its chairman is the Union Minister, that is the Ministry of Housing or Urban Affairs. Now 83rd question, which of the following is or are not an essential feature of local government? Option A, active participation of citizenry. Option second statement is increased accountability of the administration. Third statement is centralization of decision making. So select the correct answers using the code given below. So only 1 and 2 statements are correct because local governance is a part of decentralization, not centralization. So option C is only correct. Third statement is wrong. 84th question, consider the following statements regarding United Nations Refugee Convention of 1951. So the first statement is, it is based on the core principle of non-refoulement, which asserts that a refugee should not be returned to a country where they face serious threats to their life or freedom. Second statement is, it has no clearly defined the term refugee, and anyone who can declare himself or herself as a refugee without any verification. Third statement is, India has ratified the convention in 2010. So here, as per United Nations Refugee Convention, refugee has been defined. Okay, so second statement is wrong, and India has not ratified till now. So both these statements are wrong. So only first statement is correct. So option A is the correct answer. 85th question, which of the following is or are the duties of the Indian Coast Guards? So first statement is preservation and protection of marine environment. Second statement is prevention and control of marine pollution. Third statement is assisting the customs and other authorities in anti-smuggling operations. So here all these three statements are correct. So option D is the correct answer. 86th question, consider the following pairs. Byanjana Dwachi, it is Odisha. Medaram Jatara, so it is conducted in Telangana. So it is celebrated in Telangana. So second statement is wrong. Coming to the third one, Nyokum festival is celebrated in Arunachal Pradesh. So only 1 and 3 statements are correct. So option D is the correct answer. 87th question, consider the following statements regarding Chief Minister of a state. First statement is, a person who is not a member of state legislature cannot be appointed as a Chief Minister. So here, if a person is not a member, then also he can be appointed as Chief Minister, but he has to win any of the constituency to continue his Chief Minister position. So first statement is wrong. He can be appointed as Chief Minister. So a person who is not a member of state legislature can be appointed as a Chief Minister. So this statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, he or she should be of a minimum age of 30 years. It is not 30, it is only 25 years. If he is 25 years, then he has the ability to be appointed as a Chief Minister of a state. So both these statements are wrong. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 88th question, with reference to state governor, consider the following statements. So the first statement is, method of appointment of governor is adopted from Canadian Constitution. So method of appointment of governor is adopted from Canadian Constitution. First statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, the same person can be appointed as the governor for 2 or more states. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to 89th question, the model code of conduct comes immediately into effect. Option A, once the election commission announces the schedule of elections. The first statement itself is the correct answer. So coming to 90th question, recently new species of spider is named Narsim Mehtai in the honor of Narsim Mehta. Who was he? So Narsim Mehta was a Vaishnavite saint and a pioneer of Gujarati literature. So option B is a correct answer. 91st question, with reference to the budgetary process in India, appropriation bill refers to. Now what is this appropriation bill? If a government want to take money from the consolidated fund of India, then the government has to get the approval through the appropriation bill. So look at the first option A here, authorization of the withdrawal from the consolidated fund of India. So the first statement itself is the correct answer. So appropriation bill gives permission to the government to withdraw money. Coming to 92nd question, with reference to the powers of president, consider the following statements. First statement is his prior assent is required to introduce constitutional amendment bill and money bill. So for a money bill, his prior assent is not required. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, the president can nominate 2 members to the Rajya Sabha from Anglo-Indian community. It is not from Anglo-Indian community. It is the people who have special knowledge in literature, science, art and social service. Those people, from those people, 2 members can be nominated by the president for Rajya Sabha. So second statement is, first and second statement both are wrong. So option D is a correct answer. 93rd question, which among the following parliamentary privileges are mentioned in the constitution? So first statement is freedom of speech in parliament. Second statement, right of publication of parliamentary proceedings. Third statement is right to punish for contempt of house. So here under article 105, the freedom of speech in parliament and right of publication of parliamentary proceedings are given. So right to punish for contempt of house is not a parliamentary privilege. So only 1 and 2 statements are correct. So option A is a correct answer. 94th question, with respect to the interstate council, consider the following statements. So the first statement is article 263 contemplates the establishment of an interstate council to effect coordination among the states and between center and states. The second statement is that decisions and recommendations of the interstate council are only advisory in nature. So both these statements are correct. So option C is the correct answer. 95th question, which of the following statements is or are correct with regard to discussions in the parliament? So here during 0 hour, the members are free to raise any matters that they think is important. So the first statement is correct, but the ministers are not bound to reply. If he likes to reply, then he can, or else he can keep quiet. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second statement, during the question hour, ministers are bound to give oral answers to all type of questions. So here in types of questions also we have 2 types. One is starred and unstarred. So for starred questions, the minister has to give oral replies, but for unstarred he can give a written replies. So not he is not bound to give oral replies to all the types of questions. So second statement is wrong. Only 1 is the correct answer. Option A is the correct answer. 96th question, in which of the following states the Divcha Pachami coal mine is located? It is located in the West Bengal. 97th question, consider the following statements regarding Council of Ministers. So the first statement is the strength of the Council of Ministers cannot exceed 10%. It is not 10%, it is 15%. So the first statement is wrong. So it cannot exceed 15% of the total number of members of Lok Sabha. Coming to the second statement, Council of Ministers is collectively responsible to the Lok Sabha. It is not Parliament. So both these questions are wrong. So option D is the correct answer. Coming to the 98th question, with reference to the additive manufacturing technology, which of the following are correct? Now here additive manufacturing technology is nothing but the 3D technology, the 3D 3-dimensional shapes can be created using this type of technology. So coming to the first statement, India's national strategy for additive manufacturing aims to achieve 25% of the global market share in the sector. It is not 25%. It is only 5%. India aims to achieve only 5% of the global market share in the sector. So first statement is wrong. Coming to the second statement, China's market share in additive manufacturing is the highest in the world. It is not China. The highest is US with 36%, and the second highest is Europe with 26%, and the third highest is the China. It is 14%, and India is 1.4%. So India has only 1.4% market share in this manufacturing. So the highest is US, not China. So second statement is also wrong. Coming to the third statement, human tissues and organs can be made through this technology. So additive manufacturing technology is a 3D manufacturing process. So human tissues and organs can also be made. So only third statement is correct. So option A is the correct answer. 99th question, which of the following statements are correct regarding the office of Prime Minister? First statement is he holds office during the pleasure of President. So the first statement is correct. Second statement, resignation of Prime Minister automatically dissolves the Council of Ministers. Even the second statement is correct. So option C is the correct answer. Coming to the last question, which of the following is or are the exclusive powers of Lok Sabha? The first statement is vote of demand for grants. Second statement is introduction of Constituent Amendment Bill. The third statement is creation of All India Services. So this creation of All India Services is a exclusive power of Rajya Sabha, not Lok Sabha. So third is eliminated. So if we eliminate 3, only 1 is left. So here, introduction of Constituent Amendment Bill can be done in both Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. This doesn't belong to the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. So only vote of demand for grants is only the exclusive power of Lok Sabha. So option A is the correct answer.